Today we're checking out the Waves Curves Equator plugin, and you can see it right here. What I'm going to show you is how we can just very quickly and easily create some separation on some tracks here and clean up some tracks. And near the end of the video, I very quickly want to check it out on our mix bus just to see what it can do there. But first I want to create some separation. So Waves Curves Equator is like a Soothe 2 type of plugin, which is kind of like a smart dynamic EQ. It's a lot easier to use than it is to explain. So let's jump in and check it out. And just so you know, this video isn't sponsored or anything. I have to purchase this plugin just like everybody else. Now I have it loaded up on my guitar bus right here, and it's just in the default setting right now. This is how you load it up. And just with this setting, not touching anything at all, it's going to clean up the guitar just right away, right off the bat. You'll hear a little bit of a difference. So I'm going to actually just solo our guitars right now. And I have it turned off. So we'll listen to it and then I'll turn it on. And you can hear there is a difference. You're probably going to want to listen through studio monitors or headphones for this. So it is a very subtle difference, but it does clean it up a bit, gets rid of some of the muddiness in there, and gives a little more definition to the guitar. And I haven't touched anything. That's just the default setting. So let's have a look at what more we can do with this. And you can see this line right here. This is our threshold. So any frequencies or resonances that go above this threshold, it's going to start to attenuate those. So it's not focused on any one frequency. Now, what we can do is leave it at this flat response here, and we can just lower our threshold, which is going to attenuate the frequencies even more. So let's play it back and we'll start to do that. Yeah, you can hear a difference right there. And if you want to hear what you're taking away, if you press this button right here, you can hear everything that you're cutting out. So that's everything that we're cutting out. Now let's just give this a listen in the mix on and off, because that's where it really counts. You can hear it really gives more definition to that guitar and kind of brings it forward in the mix a little bit. Now, again, this is very basic stuff. All we've done is lowered the threshold here. We haven't touched anything else. So already anybody can use this. You can just click here and drag it down and leave it at that. It's pretty cool that way. Now, another thing we can do is we can learn, and that's going to listen to our track, and it's going to detect any resonances and frequencies that kind of stand out. And then it's going to create a curve in here, and you'll see how that works. So we'll click that, play back our track. And you can see once it captures enough, it says that it's ready to apply. So you click apply, and now it's created this curve here. Now, when your threshold's right down like this, it's going to cut out a lot of that frequency or all of that frequency. And then the frequencies that are higher or have higher curves in here, it's going to leave those alone more compared to the lower ones. So you can see we have a little bump here. So it's going to leave this stuff relatively untouched. A little bit here, it's going to take away. And then over here, it's going to start taking away more. So let's just give this a listen in the mix, on and off. right, so that actually makes it a lot smoother. It's a more musical setting there. And again, it's a subtle difference, but you can see at the top here, the frequencies that it's attenuating. So the more blue that comes down means the more attenuation that's happening. Now, again, that's another very easy way to do it. We just clicked learn and we learned our track, and we can use it like that. And you can put this all over the place, not just on your guitars. You can use it on drums, vocals, whatever you want. But I want to show you another way, and this is a way that helps to create that separation. And again, it's super easy to do. So I'm just going to do full reset on all of this. Everything's back to the default setting. And this time I'm going to assign a side chain, and I want to assign the bass bus. You can see I have two basses. I have bass DI, which is all the lower frequencies. And then I have the bass dirt, which is more of the higher frequencies of the bass. But I want to just kind of separate my guitars from the bass altogether. So I'm going to click bass bus. And you can see that's our side chain here. And every DAW is going to have a way to do side chain. It's usually just up near the top here where you can click on side chain and choose whatever track it is you want to use. So now I need to enable it. So I'll click there. It's enabled. And we don't have to learn it yet. We can just actually play it like it is. So what's going to happen is it's going to listen to our bass and attenuate our guitar based on the bass frequencies. So let's just have a listen to that. So you can already hear that separation happening from the guitar and the bass. It's giving the bass a little more definition. It pokes out a little more, but it also gives the guitar more definition as well, because you don't have those clashing frequencies from the guitar and the bass. They're still there, but they're lowered. They're minimized on the guitar. So now what we can do is learn, and it's going to learn the curves from the bass, but it's going to apply them to our guitar bus. So let's do that now, and we'll just click play. All right, I'm just going to go to a different part in this song that has a bit heavier guitar. So we'll go to the chorus, and now let's listen to that. Yeah, you can really hear that separation happening. The bass is more noticeable and the guitars are more defined. And seriously, that was so easy to do. You can just throw it on the track. You can set your side chain if you want, or you can just leave it as is. You can do the learning, and then you just lower the threshold or increase the threshold however you want. Now you can see there's some other settings in here, and if we click on advanced controls, we have even more settings in here. So you can see you have the auto makeup gain. So that kind of roughly keeps the level the same as it's going in. It's the same going out. Down here, you have attack and release. So how quick it's going to hit those frequencies and lower them, and how quick it's going to release the compression from those. You have this sensitivity here, which is kind of like your ratio and your knee for the compression. And then over here, you have this tilt. And one of the cool things about this tilt is you can adjust the frequency that's the center for the tilt, and that's down here. But you'll notice if we want to increase the tilt this way, so we'll do that, you can see it lowers the threshold that way. So it's going to lower the higher frequencies, and it's going to allow more of the low frequencies to come through. And then if we go the other way with it, It's going to allow more of the highs to get through, and it's going to lower more of the low end. So that's cool that it has this little tilt EQ. I actually really like that feature. And you have this shape setting here, and that is our curve. And you can see when you hover over any of these, there's a little bit of information that pops up over there. So you get an idea of what all of this stuff does. They've made this plugin super easy to use. And that's what I really like about it. It's easy, it's quick, and it cleans up your mixes in a nice musical way. Now, what I want to do is just try it out on our mix bus here and see what we can do with that. So this is everything that it's removing. Again, that's very subtle on here. We haven't done anything with the curve. We've just lowered the threshold a little bit. It's a really cool plugin, very quick and easy to use. And Waves also has another plugin that gives you quick and easy access to create some movement and interest in your tracks. You can check that plugin out in this video right here. If you liked this video, please give it a thumbs up. Also subscribe to the channel for more videos like this. Thank you so much for watching. For Audio Tech TV, I'm Zane. Keep creating. Fist bump. Thumbs up.